Oh well, Paul, we thought the comeback was on when you had a couple of goals there. Just came up short. Do you feel like you just had too much work to do after going 3-0 down?
Yeah, I thought the overall performance was poor, and the energy and the belief wasn't there today. I think you could sort of see it. There was a tentativeness about us, and that hasn't happened very often this season. And when you do that and you're not performing at the level that you can perform to, like when teams have got good players like they do, they punish you. And we were just too flat-footed, didn't deal very well with balls into our box, which is really disappointing because it's something we've been trying to work on. But yeah, ultimately we said at half-time, 2-0 down, that we were still in the game, and we scored the next goal and it could all kind of change. But yeah, we got it back to 3-2, and then we sort of the fourth one just took the wind out of the sails really.
Yeah, because considering it's such an important game, what do you put that down to, the lack of energy?
I don't know. I mean, look, I think when we sort of, I guess, sum it all up, we're a team now that's like fighting for playoffs and expecting to be in the playoffs, and that's a change of mentality from what we've had before as a team and as a club. So I think it's a good thing that we're in that position, but also this is brand new to us. You know, like our playoffs essentially started last week, these must-win games, and we've never been in this situation before as a team. And so I think we've got to learn about how we go into these big games against big teams and produce those big performances, and we just didn't quite get that right today.
Do you feel like you can still make the top 6?
Yeah, look, I think we can. We need to win the last 3 games, and we're going to need Western United to probably do us a bit of a favour against Western Sydney in a few weeks' time. But we just got to concentrate on winning on Wednesday, going away to Canberra and winning, and then we'll see what the last game of the season brings. Hopefully, it's all on the line on the last day, and we can still get ourselves in there.
Sydney is a good side, Temps. You know, so as part of the trepidation, the tentativeness, the fact that they are just such a good unit and hard to play against.
Yeah, well, they're perennial champions for a reason, aren't they? You know, you can see it. Like they've just got the organisation, and they know what they're good at, and they do it well. And you know, we talked a little bit about the Courtney Vine show. You know, like rolling into town, and how we wanted to try and stop that, but we just ultimately gave good players like that just too much space, too much respect, and they punish you. You know, so it's lessons that we can be learning, but I think it's a sign of how far we've progressed that we're all really disappointed with that performance and kind of losing 4-2 to Sydney. It's just kind of the evolution we want to get to, but we're not quite there yet, but we just got to keep going.
But it has been a big leap if you compare this season to the last 2. Is there any sense that maybe it'll have to wait for one more season to continue that evolution into a playoff side?
Yeah, it might have to be, but hopefully we can still do that this season. You know, we can't give up hope now. But I think, you know, we've played a few games in the last few weeks where we've had this kind of like, you've got to be brave and courageous to take that step, and it means you're taking risks, and sometimes there's that kind of trepidation to make that last step and take the risks that are needed. And we set up brave, you know, we kind of went with a back 3. We knew there'd be a front 3, so at times it was going to be 3-on-3, and you know, like with Courtney Vine up top, and that's a brave thing to try and do, and we're trying to kind of like show that belief in the group, like we can do this, we can play around them, we can create stuff, and there was glimpses of it today, but overall I just didn't feel like collectively we bought in with the energy that we've shown in previous games where we've played with more freedom and more kind of fluidity, and we just looked very tentative and lacking that kind of really killer instinct today.
Why didn't you start Isabel?
Yeah, look, I mean, as a coach, you kind of got to make those choices, right? Like Isabel, Mariana, Macy and Alyssa, those 4 have played a lot of minutes, and we're kind of like trying to sort of now think about, right, how can we freshen them up, knowing we had these 3 games. So we wanted to sort of maybe take Isabel out to give her that impact off the bench. That bit worked. The disappointing bit was that she wasn't on for longer, you know, and didn't start the game, because she did make a big impact when she went on. So we had that, but it was almost the hill was too much to climb at that point.